Good morning, everyone. What a great crowd. And thank you so much, Asit, both for that kind introduction and for inviting me to be at this really great event. And also thank you to you and the Association of Energy Engineers for everything you do to advance energy efficiency and ensure a skilled and qualified workforce across the United States. This is a great gathering. Really a lot of impressive folks in the audience and speaking today. And honestly, as a mechanical engineer who's been spending his whole career working to find energy and environmental solutions to some of the biggest challenges we face, I really appreciate the opportunity to talk to people who are doing that every single day. Everyone here, you all are making a really important difference, and we really appreciate that. The progress that we can make in the clean energy economy will not happen without each and every one of you. Part of this is because we live in what I would say is really exciting, really interesting times when it relates to clean energy and energy efficiency. No one should doubt that we face truly big challenges. We're dealing with volatile energy costs that can wreak havoc on our economy. We're dealing with a changing climate driven by the use of fossil fuels that's putting our infrastructure, our economy, and public health at fundamental risk. And our reliance on oil continues to create grave risks for our national security. But something's changed. Unlike decades past, the opportunity in front of us to tackle these problems in ways that help businesses not only survive but thrive, it's incredible. The pace at which solutions are moving through the R&D pipeline to the market, it's speeding up every single day. What was once a stretch is now a light lift. And what was once science fiction is now fact. In this new world, we can and really we have to think bigger and think bolder. And we need each and every one of you to step up to that challenge. So one of the hopes I have for all of you today is that you walk away from this conference with at least one concrete idea to take advantage of this opportunity to implement a piece of the clean energy economy. Because at the end of the day, at the Department of Energy, we don't talk about this clean energy economy as something for the future. This is a revolution we are experiencing right now. In fact, today, renewable power is already cost competitive with conventional sources of electricity in some markets, and it's rapidly expanding its role. As just one example, through the department's Sunshot initiative, the average price per kilowatt hour of utility-scale photovoltaic projects has dropped in half since 2008. And we're well on our way to our goal of 6 cents per kilowatt hour by 2020. But that's not the only area of progress. Clean vehicles are also becoming more affordable and more convenient. Department of Energy funded efforts have helped cut battery electric vehicle costs by 70% since 2008 while boosting the driving range. And long gone are the days when folks were debating whether or not it made sense to invest in compact fluorescents instead of conventional bulbs. Forget that. LEDs are now leapfrogging both, with costs that have dropped 85% since 2009 and the potential to cut America's electricity use from lighting in half by 2030 from one single big advance in technology. Energy efficiency improvements like LEDs are really core to our efforts. Why? Because of the tremendous benefit they provide our economy and our environment. Think about it. Each year, we spend about $200 billion to power our commercial facilities and another $200 billion to power our factories. Through energy efficiency, we can reduce our energy bills with incredible results. By implementing existing solutions, things we already know how to do today, we could save more than $80 billion a year while cutting pollution and creating jobs. And these are exactly some of the reasons why in 2013, President Obama challenged all of us to cut the energy wasted in our homes, buildings, and factories in half, and to double energy productivity by 2030. In fact, earlier this month, Secretary Moniz unveiled our roadmap for exactly how to get there. This roadmap, Accelerate Energy Productivity 2030, lays out a series of strategies that states, utilities, and businesses can take to dramatically reduce energy waste while helping to grow our economy. This roadmap is really organized around two core findings. One, there are demonstrated, proven opportunities in every single part of our economy to improve our energy productivity. And second, energy productivity will lead directly to economic growth. It's the true case of a win-win situation. And at the Department of Energy, our Better Buildings initiative, I think, is a fantastic example of how we're working across sectors to break down barriers to help the nation boost our energy productivity. When it launched in 2011, President Obama said, "Upgrading the energy efficiency of America's buildings is one of the fastest, easiest, and cheapest ways to save money, cut down on harmful pollution, and create good jobs right now." And these are words that have been backed by real progress. Better Buildings is achieving this progress by developing innovative, replicable solutions with market leaders through programs such as the Better Buildings Challenge and the Better Plants Program. By making energy efficiency investments easier through the Building Performance Database and Building Energy Asset Scoring Tool. We're also leading by example in the federal government by helping to meet the President's $4 billion performance contracting challenge and by cutting federal energy use to the lowest levels we've seen since we've been recording data in 1975. And at the same time, we're developing a skilled clean energy workforce through the Better Buildings Workforce Guidelines. And these guidelines, they're critical. They're essential to the future of this clean energy economy. Until recently, there were really no shared national guidelines for energy professional credentials. And really, this posed a real barrier to the quality, consistency, and scalability of these efforts. To address this barrier, the Department of Energy worked with a diverse group of stakeholder organizations to develop and publish our Better Buildings Workforce Guidelines. The result is a set of guidelines that we think will improve the quality and consistency of commercial building workforce, improving those credentials for key energy-related jobs around the nation. Now, guidelines are great, but if all they do is sit on the shelf, frankly, they're worthless. And that's why one of the things I'm thrilled to announce today is that AEE's Certified Energy Manager program is the very first to be recognized under the Better Buildings Workforce Guidelines. It's fantastic work, and really it builds on a long history. Since 1981, AEE's SEM program has certified 15,000 individuals, many of whom I believe are actually here today, creating the leaders of the present and the future when it comes to saving energy. And we look forward to working with all of you and all the new energy managers who become certified under this program. So again, thank you to AEE, and thank you to everyone who's participated in that effort. Now, the Better Buildings Workplace Guidelines, they address the commercial building sector. But we also know there are incredible opportunities to go beyond that, to improve energy efficiency in the manufacturing sector, which, believe it or not, accounts for about 1/4 of our nation's energy consumption. One sector, 1/4 of our consumption. And the reality is that money saved through energy efficiency in manufacturing can be redirected to new technologies, new investments, upgraded equipment, more employees, and other investments that will not only save energy, but help our economy grow. Through the Department of Energy's Better Plants program, we're now working with leading manufacturers to cut energy waste and improve productivity to help them reach those savings and strengthen U.S. manufacturing competitiveness. In fact, just today, we released our 2015 progress report, and when I got a chance to review that, I was impressed with all the work that's been done. In fact, you can pick one up at the DOE booth in the exhibit hall, and you will see that this year alone, 21 new organizations stepped up to partner with us and set ambitious goals, usually on the order of a 25% energy savings, energy productivity increase over 10 years. And so together, now the 160 partners in our Better Plants program account for over 11% of U.S. manufacturing sector's total energy use. This isn't just the tip of the spear, this is the spear. we are literally changing the face of manufacturing across America, and the energy savings are piling up. Partners are maintaining, on average, an annual energy intensity improvement at the rate of more than 2% per year. But what does that mean for your bottom line? Well, that has saved about 460 trillion BTUs and an estimated $2.4 billion over just the last 5 years. And this year, 9 partners have met their energy reduction goals, including major multinational corporations like 3M, Johnson & Johnson, and Volvo. As just one example of how they got there, 3M relied on a mix of capital investments, new technologies, and employee engagement. The company maintains a really impressive network of energy champions and energy teams at all of its major facilities worldwide, which together have implemented over 1,500 energy projects since 2005, including really what I would call is just a common sense bottom line improvement to their main lab facilities at the 3M Center in St. Paul, Minnesota. Instead of venting large volumes of air at a constant rate, basically tossing energy out the window, instead 3M moved to a variable volume ventilation system, which allows its technicians and scientists to customize the airflow for what's really needed in the lab. It makes sense, but not only does it make sense, it's delivered a 12% reduction in energy consumption in that lab for a total savings of $400,000. More money in the bank, more profit, more investments in the future. One of the things I also want to commend 3M for is for turning and not resting on their laurels, but setting an even more ambitious goal through Better Plants. They've now signed up for an additional 30% energy efficiency improvement over the next 10 years across every one of their 111 U.S. facilities. And their commitment for continuous improvement is what I would like each and every one of you here today to aim for. Don't leave money sitting on the table that could be saved and invested to deliver better goods, better services at better prices with lower energy use and emissions. The opportunities are incredible. And when you jump in, you won't be alone. Volvo, too, has set a new goal, another 25% improvement over the next decade. In their case, to find savings at their plants, Volvo has been running a series of energy treasure hunts, identifying low and no capital cost improvements that can save them energy. Now, for larger capital investments, Volvo allows plant managers to factor in the risk of future energy price spikes when evaluating the costs and benefits of energy efficiency projects. We all know it's hard to predict the price of natural gas and oil into the future, but the one thing we always know is they keep changing. And those changes create huge risks to companies, but also huge opportunities to save a lot of money. These are, I think, just a few of the examples of the incredible success stories we're trying to highlight through Better Plants. But we're not resting on our laurels either. We're expanding our focus by working with partners in water and wastewater treatment agencies, which frankly resemble in many ways industrial firms in the way that they consume energy. We now have 12 agencies pledging to cut the energy intensity of their pumping and treatment operations by 1/4 over the next decade. And that, in fact, includes 2 of the nation's largest and most complex water systems, serving LA and New York. But you know what? Even with that, we are far from done. At the Department of Energy, we are truly committed to aggressively advancing energy efficiency and renewable energy throughout all sectors of the U.S. economy. But we can't do this alone. And that's why we need partners like AEE, the companies in the Better Plants program, and each and every one of you in this room. If your company hasn't signed up as a Better Buildings or Better Plants partner, we're here to welcome you to the table. And if you're already in, see what you can do to pick up the pace. There's so much low-hanging fruit out there for you to take advantage of. And if you've already reached your target, don't stop. Work with us to set bigger goals, to expand the role that the clean energy revolution will play in improving your bottom line. Now, I'll stop there. We've got a great group of speakers, and I want to make sure that they've got plenty of time to talk about the future and give you opportunities to build off of them. But I do just want to, again, thank our Better Buildings and Better Plans partners for their tremendous efforts. We look forward to working with them and with each and every one of you for many years to come to change the face of energy across the United States. Thank you.